Welcome to Track Girl Summer, presented by World's Greatest. I'm Natasha Hastings, and this is my co-host, Kori Carter.
Am I gonna have to talk for you today?
No, I'm gonna make it.
Okay.
But I'm having to learn that if this is what I'm gonna do. I can't cheer in between the sessions, but I don't know who's calling me. It's the Track Girl Summer, but
Track Girl Summer. Track Girl Summer.
follow me, Natasha Hastings, Instagram, Twitter, IG, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Follow the Kori Monster.
We're about to get Natasha on TikTok.
No. I'll leave that to your generation. Follow the Kori Monster, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube as well. We're working on getting the YouTube things going. Track Girl Summer. Did we check this morning how we doing on IG? Are we at 1,500 yet? Guys, get us to 1,500 on Instagram.
I feel like the people here already followed us, I'm sure.
Yeah, but
tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Bring a friend,
Bring 2 friends.
Bring 3 friends. Follow us on Twitter. Twitter's getting a little spicy. We're having some fun on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Also follow us on YouTube. And also follow World's Greatest. They've got some great content on IG, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Follow them everywhere. So we're in the home stretch. We've been coming to you all. This is day 9. We've got 4 more days of us coming to you every morning with the Olympic tea, the Olympic action, the shenanigans.
You need some Olympic tea for your vocal cords.
Just a good old time. So we'll be back here tomorrow morning through Saturday. Here we are. Today we've got a lot to cover. My voice is, y'all already know that one of the big things that we're going to be talking about, but we'll save it. You see our reaction here. Let me play it real quick.
You have it in the middle. Start from the beginning.
Girl, what? Oh, come on, Sid.
Hold on.
Keep going, go. You make me what, please? Are you kidding me?
The video's not paused, guys. It's still going.
Girl, what?
We were in shock.
Oh.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that. We had a little pajama jam pizza party last night, watching history last night
with World Athletics.
We'll also be joining them again Friday morning and Saturday morning for the men's and women's 4x1 and 4x4 final. So check out World Athletics, too many World's Greatest, World Athletics, all the things. But anyway, we're going to get into last night's action, a little bit of this morning's action. Of course, we have 2 amazing guests today. Just continuing the Living Legends series here. We'll be joined by Jeremy Wariner and reigning world record holder Aries Merritt. And we're going to get into the Hustle Clean podium prediction with both of our guests. We'll be predicting the men's 400 and 110 hurdles. This is
with
perfect.
Aries Merritt and Jeremy Wariner. Like,
how did we line this up? So every day gets better and better. So make sure you're here again tomorrow and thereafter. Again, lastly, before we get into things, remember to click the tweets that we throw up on the screen. And let's just get into it. Let's have a good time.
Check. So I said this is the closest I'm going to get to rings or gold this year. It's just in the hair and in the shoes, guy. I don't know if you can see that, like the position of it.
Right.
Like, but the shoes and the
cute romper.
I love a good romp.
I see you.
You love a good romp. Like these shoes are everything.
They are cute. I like pink.
Yeah.
But oh Lord, okay. I'm doing a little Under Armour dress sweater. What is this? A sweatshirt dress situation?
You got it on.
Yeah. With some curries. I don't know what these sneakers are called. I never know what the names of any things are, but they came out for Black History Month. So, what Kori always says, send a Black woman some money.
Let's just get straight. So
wait, we gotta sip first.
Oh yes, let's get it all pop popping. Today
matching our set today with cherry vanilla. We haven't really talked about what Olipop is. Olipop is a bubbly, sparkling tonic, but it supports digestive health.
Prebiotics, botanicals, plant fiber.
In other words, your girl's been
5 grams of sugar per can.
Your girl's been very regular.
You've been giving me 5 grams of sugar every morning.
That's the problem.
And you wonder why. You wonder why.
It's all right.
I needed 10 grams. I needed 1,000 grams of sugar last night because
you didn't need no sugar last night.
Actually, I was on one last night. I'm not gonna lie, but that 51.4. That's what we doing now. That's how we feel. Like, huh? Who, what, where, why, how?
I already told you. Listen,
I
would have came down dipping on the line with them in my flat 400 year. Okay,
it's delicious.
It is good. My season's best this year is 51.46. That girl ran 51.47.
No, she ran 51.46. They said it was 47.
I keep saying 46.
And they said, sorry, our clock couldn't keep up with you. You actually ran 46.
I mean, it was magical. It really
was sorcery, like magic. It was some next level.
First of all, that gun went off. Dalila does what Dalila does. She took it out. You know, I'm not gonna lie, I had Dalila picked. I wanted Dalila to work back. But here's the thing we didn't even realize until like we went to bed last night. Top 3 all went under Dalila's previous world record. Like this race
was disgusting.
Was literally historical. Like
it was nasty.
52.08 for third for Femke Bowl and
51.58.
I mean, at least she gets a national
51.58 didn't get a national record either. She didn't get no American record. She didn't get no gold. Like, what?
I mean, she has the silver medal. Let's not do that. But it's just like, I became a hurdle analyst. Like, we're trying to figure out, like, how did she get her?
So what I saw is you see Dalila's going to the first hurdle or the last hurdle first before Sydney, but Sydney somehow gets to the finish line. I feel as though Dalila, she came down off the hurdle and she snapped out, kind of like a 400, kind of like a 100 hurdler. Like she snapped off the hurdle. Whereas as Sydney floated off the hurdle and she was able to keep her momentum and just keep going towards the finish line. And I feel like that's how she was able to overcome Dalila and just also like pure grit.
Yeah.
And like, you know, we have to get on this. We have to apologize because we kept talking about Dalila is a dog. Like Sydney is a beast. She's a big dog. And
big time.
And she's proving it to us. Like, gosh darn, because do you know how hard it is to run down Dalila Muhammad? And another thing.
And she kept her composure because let's go back.
She didn't break down.
She didn't break down, but we talked about how Dalila went out.
Crazy.
And to see Dalila go out like that and pull away from her down the backstretch and still maintain her race plan, trust her training, keep her composure. Both young ladies looked like they were just on a stroll. If you just looked at their faces,
well,
right?
Dalila you could see her fighting.
Dalila started fighting it a little bit when Sydney passed the end, but I you know, I always say I'm gonna have my bias, but when it's all said and done, I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I love this moment after the race, seeing them congratulate one another and just respecting each other as competitors.
Because what else can you do? Like, and I recognize real.
I'm gonna say it here. I think the record goes even lower. These two continue to clash.
Well, can I say something about that? Because Michael Johnson, I respect you, but however, he got on BBC this morning and said, you know, well, Dalila's at the end of her career. End where? End of career where, Michael Johnson? I'm respectfully so. Disrespectfully disagree. Because the girl just ran 51.5.
Yeah. After having COVID twice, an injury, like it's been a hell of a year.
Make it make sense because it's not.
It's been a hell of a year for Dalila, and I just want to give all three ladies their credit.
The whole field
The
ran
whole
well.
field ran well.
And
Unfortunately,
speaking-
Anna Cockrell was DQ'd for a lane violation. I feel like I might have seen her step on the line in one of the slow-mos.
Yeah,
that
because
they
I thought it was.
replayed.
I thought it was like maybe I couldn't see her hook a hurdle. I didn't see that, so it had to be a lane violation. But gosh, darn.
Yeah, I think
Watch them bring
that
it again in like the next Diamond League.
I think that the record will go a little bit lower, which is insane for me to imagine that 51.
And the most historic thing that happened last night is that me and Morlake were correct in our predictions and beat you and Bianca Knight. If we're gonna keep it real,
All right.
if we're gonna keep it a buck.
I said I give credit where credit is due.
And speaking of being completely wrong, like first of all, we weren't wrong because we kept saying that we knew Andre was gonna get on this podium. I don't know why. I
need a moment of silence.
Yeah, let's give a disclaimer.
Because when we did the predictions for the 100, I said DeGrasse finds his way on the podium. Is this the time that DeGrasse finds his way to the top of the podium? I said that. Now I was wrong in the 100. Well, halfway wrong, because he found his way to the podium.
He found his way all the way to the top.
But he found his way all the way to the top this morning.
I love being wrong, like in situations like this. Because here's the thing, I'm like, we're Andre fans. Like I know we have a USA bias, but like,
yeah,
he's such a sweet guy. Has worked so hard. Has been like just knocking at this door for so long, and he finally gets to take his spot at the top. And I'm so happy for him. And listen, guys,
I'm still calling it a sweep.
It's not. I would say like 3 of a kind for the U.S. men. But what I will say is that you guys saw the 30 minutes we spent flipping these names around, and I remember I wrote Andre because I was like, we have all these U.S. guys here, but Andre's gonna be here. Like
me and my teammate, we had a little Twitter beef this morning,
and
she was like, "Not you out here lying," because I had to go on record saying, I believe
before the race popped off.
Before the race popped off, I was like, I need the record to reflect that I believe DeGrasse is going to be on that podium.
And there was a lot of people sliding in our DMs talking about how do you not have on, and we kept being like, I know, right? We're stupid. I don't know. Not putting Morlake under the bus, because Morlake did tell me to pick City, but we kept being like, yeah, we definitely have him on the podium, even though we don't have him on the podium. We have him on the podium. For sure. I thought Knighton was going to get on top of the podium, but I think he just you see the inexperience coming through because you have to from the gun go get it. And he did. That was the one thing he did. He ran a great race. I'm pulling up his time right now to make sure he ran 1993. But at the same time, it was like you can't play around with these guys.
You got to go from the gun, which is what Andre did. That gun went off, and he was
out.
He was gone. Tamika said, "I knew Kenny would be top American." Kenny impressed me through the rounds as well. I thought he was going to have a strong final as well. But nonetheless, happy to see that all 3 Americans had a great showing in the final. It's just sometimes you just get beat. And Andre DeGrasse, he found his way to the top of the podium.
Andre had a PB, Kenny had a PB, Noah equaled his season best. Let's talk about Noah because we said Andre got out. No, Noah got out.
As well.
And the amazing feat to walk down Noah Lyles.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember in history I've seen people who get out of Noah and he not be able to catch him, but I don't think I can remember Noah getting walked down with the lead that he had coming off the turn. And you could see him kind of tighten up at the end, but it was a fight. It was the last 25 meters of that race. That was some dog eat dog type stuff going on. That was real war going down, and the victor was Andre, and I'm so happy to say it because I'm a fan.
I'm a fan as well. I'm a fan. You gotta respect hard work. You gotta respect. He's a championship runner. We have that talk a lot of times about
him and Nia, gamers.
Gamers for sure. When it's time to be on, they're on. I'm not claiming that. I do.
Shame on Bianca and Morlake. They ain't here. What they gonna say? Actually, Bianca is going to come back in a couple of days.
Bianca will be back with us tomorrow for the relay predictions. As you all saw in the conversation yesterday, who better to have on as one of our guests to do the relay thing. I guess we'll also go ahead and plug Tyson Gay will be here as well for it's a relay party tomorrow. So
we have so much to talk about. We could talk about this 200, but like for sake of time, because you guys know we always go over on time. This women's 400 semi was hot. That first heat, they said 4 of us are going sub 50.
Women sub 50.
And luckily,
I mean, what in the Mondo track? Like, is it the track? Is it
look here? I don't know what Wanda's out here doing, okay? But Wanda's out here getting it done.
Not Wanda. I said Mondo, but okay, Wanda. Who is Wanda, and what is Wanda?
What is Wanda
doing
up
to the? I mean, I've never seen it.
Quinera Hazeman 49.81 on her heat and got 4.
A little Q, a small Q.
She got a little Q, but she's in. Allison Felix, you guys. I just also wanted to do another disclaimer. When it comes to Allison, I'm completely biased. You can't tell me nothing about her. I do not accept anything less than Allison Felix praise. Anything less than that, I consider complete disrespect, and I will fight you over this woman. She's the reason for a huge part of my success, and you can say what you want about Allison, but just don't say it to me unless you want to get hit.
Okay.
She ran 49.89 season best, back into the 49s for Allison, coming into form at the right time. Unfortunately,
my Gamecock sister did not enter the final. That first heat was just so fast. She ran 50.0 something. Can you imagine 50.0 doesn't make it into the final?
It's real out here in these streets, y'all.
Real out in these streets.
Shawnee looks good though. She looks back and forth for the 200. I feel like she kind of like.
She looks good, but I'm not too.
I don't know if she's in winning form.
Yeah.
And I feel like the 200. I don't know what happened because you saw her time in the 200, right?
Well, I believe the 200 was more of a. She came off the turn. I'm not going to go after it.
I have the 400.
I have the 400. Let me conserve my energy. I don't know that the 200 was a display of where she is fitness-wise. I believe we will see something special from her. I just don't know if we'll see it at the top of the podium with what we're seeing. We have Paulina from, I believe it's Panama, that ran 49.
That Dominican girl.
The Dominican girl came through with another 49. Stephanie M. McPherson with a big PB of 49.3. I mean, this final is going to be hot. We know that we run the semis like a final because we're running for lane position. We're running to make sure we're in the final.
It's only top two.
It's only top 2, and then the next 2 fastest. This is going to be a tough one.
You had to run sub 50 to qualify.
Sub 50. Sub 50 to be in the final.
If you started your time with 5, you are making it.
When I can't recall. Not in my day.
Weird. And let's remember, the Namibians aren't even in this.
There. The Namibians, as well as Sawa Nasir isn't there either. So
because remember what was that fact? It was like the top 7 times since 2019 wouldn't be, but actually that's gotten rectified because Shawnee decided to do the double.
So top 6
people from 2019 will not be competing at the Olympics in the 400 because Sharika ran the 2 and then won the so and this is what we get. What is all right?
Let me tell y'all something. I ain't never scared, but I'm enjoying this couch and watching because that
50 on 4.
That is some fire out there, okay? That is some fire.
Let's okay. So women's 1500. My girl Cora McGee. Shout out to the Gators. She tripped in the semi, but she was reinstated to the final after appeal. So she'll be joined by fellow American Eleanor St. Pierre. But Heather McLean failed to advance. We'll be reporting on that final later this week. Steeplechase final. You want to take that one?
No, you got it.
You know I don't like pronouncing these names correctly.
So you gonna put it
For
on
me,
me?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uganda takes the win in a national record of 9:01:45. That's Peruth Chemutai.
I'll give it to that.
But big for US was Courtney Frericks. God,
Ran a
why'd you
season
do
best.
this to me? She ran a season's best. She ran a gutsy race. She went out fairly well, but when it was time to strike, she went out a little bit sooner than expected, but was able to hold on
Yeah.
and come back with a big silver for Team USA. Emma Coburn fell in the water and came back in 14th, but unfortunately was DQ'd. Did we find out why she was DQ'd?
Apparently, what I have been able to find is a lane infringement. So if I find out more information, I will get back to you. But that was all I could find. And also, we were trying to watch the race, get information on the race, prep for this show, and get ready. So
all at the same time.
yes. But it was a great race. The hammer final, Nowicki from I know I'm saying that wrong. From Poland, he won with a personal best of 82.52. So the Polish took the men and the women's hammer, and they got a bronze in the men's hammer as well with Paweł Fejcik. And Nora came in second. Nowicki, I'm so sorry, guys. He had 5 throws over 80 meters, and honestly, that 6th throw was over 80 meters. He just walked out of the ring. And so I don't think I've ever seen someone throw over 80 meters all. And I think 2 or 3 of them were in the 82s. So wow, just great throwing. Poland definitely has a hold on the hammer throw.
Before you move on, Aisha says that it was a lane infringement into the water, rule 17.3.2. Thank you.
Aisha is
be on it.
Aisha is the third track girl. And then in the men's.
Hold on, I'm sorry, Alba. That sound they play at the start of the race is amazing to relax the athlete's heart space and tap in.
It's not relaxing
at all.
No.
That's that.
Oh, it's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Your heart starts beating even faster.
Yeah, because you're like, it's time.
This is it.
It is time. Finish it. Also, my mom waved. She's probably trying to get another Venmo from me.
Hi, Mom.
So that was the final. It was pure, like, sometimes you have an honest race where they take it out and it's going to be a hot, fast race. This is more about, like, they came through in 53 for the first lap, which is very slow for the 800. And then it just came down to, like, all right, who's going to thug it out? And it was a race to the finish. Kipkirui Korir from Kenya won with 1:45.06. And we almost didn't, we almost didn't see him. We almost didn't see someone else. He was one who we talked about. He had the false start in the 400, and I think that might have been a blessing in disguise because he was able to focus all his energy to the 800. Because not all of us can be Hassan and just run everything all the time
and dominate.
Yes,
all 3 events.
And Kenya also got a silver medal. If you notice, there was 9 men in this final, and that's because Amos fell in the semi. And they reinstated him into the final. He came in as a world leader, and it was actually I would say one of the favorites to win, but he ended up only 8th. And our top American was Clayton Murphy. He was the only American in there. He finished 9th. I feel like he was in the back of the pack, and with like 200 to go, it's like he tried to swing wide, and it just like he couldn't catch these guys, and it's like.
Which I think Clayton is a run from the back. That is his usual race strategy.
But the issue is if they go out at 53, you're not going to catch anyone because no one's tying up like that. So, it was more about who had more in the tank at that time, and they really didn't push it with the final lap. So it's going to be very hard to run guys at this caliber down.
Right.
So a lot of stuff happening. Do you want to get into? I don't know why I want to be like Cameroon, Belarus.
So there's some,
Christina.
talking about controversy around protesting and athletes using their voice. Apparently, it's not only happening for Team USA. Belarusian sprinter by the name of Kristina
Mm-hmm.
Simonoskaya.
Okay.
She's having a bit of trouble with her government. Apparently, she, in an Instagram video, complained about her team officials wanting her to run the 4x4. And she felt like she wasn't being given a fair opportunity because she had not shown fitness for the 4x4. And she came to the Olympics to
Sprint.
train for,
Short
to
sprints.
compete in her event. Belarus was calling on her due to a similar situation to Nigeria, where athletes hadn't been tested enough and they needed legs for the 4x4. Coaches took her out of the competition for mental concerns and told
Mental
her
concerns.
to recant and leave the games. They said to put her pride to the side, and this is how suicides happen. Apparently, Christina was able to get some of this footage on video.
Yeah.
She expressed concerns and fears about going back to Belarus. And a couple of countries offered, that she'd be able to come
Kind of like asylum.
get away from Belarus. But yeah, there's propaganda saying on TV saying she's mentally ill. Her parents then urged her not to come home as a result of the news coming out about her. So she spent 2 nights in Poland's embassy, and she was going to go to Poland, but I guess there was too much information about where she was going. So she finally left for Vienna with a shirt saying, "I run clean."
And what she said is like she wasn't actually trying to make a political statement. She just was saying, I'm not ready to run this race.
Mhm.
But I think her government said,
You do what we tell you to do.
And anything anti or against not going with the flow is now deemed as like a political statement, and going against her country, because there has been a lot of protests in Belarus. And she said, I didn't participate in any of that. I just have been focusing on the Olympic Games. And she did all that to come here, and then she gets her opportunity taken away because she just was like, hey, I ain't got no business on the 4x4.
Right.
And now she's saying that she can't come home. Like the propaganda on TV basically is saying like she's mentally ill, and it's trying to create, I think it's trying to create like reasonable doubt, so that if she did end up dead, it's a suicide, or if they want to put her in an institution, they can, because she's mentally ill and her parents are just pleading for her not to come home. I hope her parents are also okay, because
I was getting ready to say, imagine your life being in danger over not wanting to run a 4x4. And then from what it sounds like, I would be concerned about her parents and the rest of her family as well, because it's just so many thoughts.
It's amazing. It's like our country has a lot of issues as well, but it's like the privilege that we have, that we can actually speak out and like and hopefully be okay, but this is just blatantly like, you are in danger, girl. So prayers for her that she remains safe, and her family. In other news, the decathlon and the heptathlon started yesterday.
The decathlon is being contested.
Yeah, so the day one of decathlon and the heptathlon is over. Do you want to give updates on how the competition's going with day one in the books?
So we have Damian Wariner, of Canada leading. He's got 4,722 points. He won the 100 and the long jump. Mm-hmm. Ashley Maloney of Australia is in second with 4,641 points. And third is Pierce Lepage. Is that French? Of Canada.
French Canadian.
With 4,529 points. So the USA guys are in 4th, 6th, and 7th.
Definitely still in the hunt. Like they're only about 200 points away from third place. It's gonna be hard to catch Wariner, but you never know like where people's strong events are come second day. So in women's heptathlon,
KJT, Katarina Johnson Thompson. I love saying her name, and I was saying last night that you look at her and you ever heard like, oh, you look like a Kori. She looks like a Katarina Johnson Thompson. I don't know. Anyway, She was in third. Unfortunately, she is now out of the heptathlon.
She was a favorite to win,
She
honestly.
was a favorite due to an Achilles injury.
Mm-hmm.
They brought the wheelchair out, but she declined to.
When she was running the 200.
Yeah, she declined to use the wheelchair, but for some reason she was DQ'd.
Yeah, she like gritted it out, like limped all the way to the finish line and was DQ'd. So that was a tough thing to see, but you can see like even in her agony and pain, like she's still a fighter. That was still a champion spirit to me.
Yeah.
She said, I'm not like clearly she needed a wheelchair, but she said, let me finish my race first. I don't think we're going to see her back at all for the so she was DQ'd for leaving her lane, probably because she fell out of it. I don't think I'm pretty sure we're not going to see her back for day 2, but it looks like the Netherlands are winning with Anouk Vetter with 3,968 points, and she's followed by 2 Belgian athletes, Nord Vitis and Nefisito Thiem. Thiem always does really well.
I thought Thiem was German.
Did I write that down wrong? I thought she was
could be wrong.
I think she's Belgian. Let me just do a quick Google.
Sorry, guys. It's been a long week.
She's Belgium, so it's like, can you just stop interrupting me?
Belgium? I'm sorry.
With lies.
I'm sorry. I stand corrected.
But I think Anna Koontz
of USA.
She's right there in the hunt. In 4th place, she's got 3,870 points. Erica Bogart close behind with 3,835 points. And you know, Erica's 800 is something.
Yeah,
something
she's got
nasty.
a strong 800, so she can pick up some points.
Kendall Williams still in top 10 in 9th place with 3,776 points. Speaking of these points, we are some track nerds. So we're watching that, and we're like, how do they come up with like the point system?
And like some events weigh more than others,
but they really don't.
No. So then why do the announcers say like, oh, she's really got a chance, or are they referring to the athlete's strength?
The athlete's strengths. Well, so we looked up. So basically, there are 2 different formulas. There's like equations to figure out the point system